if you go to the Sky Sports website and, go to the boxing section, you'll see a couple of interviews. I guess it's one interview, which is split into several sections, with Bob Arum. And he's talking about when and where the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder rubber match might be. And a couple locations he's apparently considering are Australia on Christmas Day and Macau, which is in China. These are two of the options that Bob Arum's talking about. Now, on Christmas Day in Australia, I don't know why they would particularly choose Christmas Day and not some other day in December, because aren't people going to be distracted by family activities, etc. on Christmas Day? Are they really going to be overly concerned about tuning in to watch a world heavyweight title fight? I mean, maybe that's what they'll try and do, is build the hype around the fact that it's on Christmas Day. Use Christmas Day as the point of attention, why everybody must tune in for this fight. So, I don't know, maybe that's the thinking behind it. Because Tyson Fury is quite a substantial favorite now for this Deontay Wilder rubber match. And he was, I'm sure, the moment the second fight ended, he was a substantial favorite for a third fight. But it seems as though the odds are getting bigger and bigger and bigger in favor of Tyson Fury against Wilder, for the third meeting. And that means that surely there's going to be less interest. If people think it's going to be a rout and an easy night's work for Tyson Fury, then surely that's not going to push pay-per-view sales up, but down, Obviously, there are other things to consider. It all depends on the climate of public opinion and the public mood, which is affected by many, many different things, even outside of sport. And that could play into how popular that particular fight is. But yeah, at the moment, you wouldn't have thought that's going to be breaking any records in terms of pay-per-views. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3, because of the fact the second fight was so one-sided. Let's be real about it. So yeah, Christmas Day, interesting in Australia. Obviously, the time difference between Australia, the United States, the UK is very big. But Bob Arum said that they'd look to do the fight at around 1 p.m. Australian time, which I think in America would be in the evening, something like that. He explains it in the interview. Any of you can go watch it, or you can read it here on the Sky Sports, I was going to say YouTube channel, the Sky Sports website, excuse me. And as far as China, well, Bob Arum has put shows on in China before, in Macau. Macau is an area of China, I'm not sure if it's an island or something, but it's an area of China where they have a lot of casinos. It's kind of like, or it's been branded as the Las Vegas of Asia. So he's put fights on there before. I think he put a Pacquiao fight on there before, maybe a couple fights. And that's somewhere Bob Arum could go back to because he has experience there, So in terms of when the fight in China could happen, he's talking about November. So for me personally, I would prefer the fight to happen sooner rather than later, because then fights between the winner and Anthony Joshua or Kubrat Pulev can happen sooner rather than later. So if it's, China in November versus Australia in December, I'm taking China in November for no other reason than it's sooner. And that's that. And also, I don't know, is there a good reason for it to be on Christmas Day in Australia? Is that all just part of a gimmick, or is there something else to it? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Looking abroad for options. And this is the logical thing to do, because not all countries are going to open up at the same time. And it's not just about opening up, but it's about, some countries are going to allow large crowds before other countries. And so if Australia and China are going to allow large crowds, then that's where Bob Arum wants to go with it, because he says he's not interested in putting on a fight of that magnitude in front of an empty arena, in an empty arena, or having no fans there. And Tyson Fury himself said he's not interested in fighting in front of no fans. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about these locations. Are there some other locations that you think might be better? If there are, love to hear from you in the comments. All right, it's happening. I'm out.